and welcome back to another Pilates class with me. If you haven't yet clicked subscribe, please do so. There's a button down here under the screen somewhere. We'll get straight into our class today, which is aimed at those of you who want to jog or run, but will also be totally appropriate for everybody else. We're going to be looking quite a lot at stability of ankles, knees and hips, and this idea of the kind of the kick back, or they sometimes refer to as the triple extension, and trying to strengthen and work in that kind of a plane of movement. So let's jump straight in. 2 feet on the mat, please. And we're going to start by thinking about squeezing our inner ankle bones together towards one another. So if you can have that gentle squeeze, as if you're trying to squeeze them in and release, and squeeze them in and release. If I come a little bit nearer to the camera, maybe you'll be able to see that a little bit better. I'll just chop off my head. So we're squeezing the ankles in and releasing, squeezing ankle bones together and releasing. Now, the next bit I want you to think about is, as you squeeze those ankles in, can you then think about lifting the outside edges of your feet and then release? Okay, so I'll come back so I can see you. We're going to draw those ankles inwards and then think about lifting the outside edges of the feet and relax. So squeeze ankles together, lift outside edges, release. Squeeze ankles together and outside edges and release. So as you squeeze your inner ankles together, you should feel the whole of the inner thighs light up and engage, and then lifting the outside edges. So squeeze inner ankles, lift outside edges, and one more time. Squeeze inner ankle bones together, lift outside edges. Let's move on to the opposing idea. So I want you to imagine that your ankles are now repelling each other, so they're drawing away from each other. And then lift the inner edges of the feet and then release. So you get initial engagement by repelling your ankle bones and then lifting the inside edges and release. And again, repel ankles, lift inner foot, release. Repel ankles, lift inner foot, release. Just 2 more here. Repel inner ankles, lift inner edges of feet, release. And again, repel ankles, lift inner edges, and release back to a lovely parallel foot position. From here, soften into the knees, so in a gentle knee bend position. Hands on the hips, we're going to rock forwards to the tiptoes, so gently lifting through the heels and lowering through the heels. We're going to lift for the count of 1 and 2, lower 3 and 4, lift 1 and 2, lower 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2. We're going to slow it right down, up 1, 2, 3, 4, down 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Stand it back up tall for me, and we're going into some leg swings. So you can hold on for this one and just start to swing your leg forwards and backwards. We want to avoid lower back compression as we kick back. So you're trying to think about tucking your tailbone down towards your mat or down towards the ground. And you could think about getting a dynamic hamstring stretch here by kicking up a little bit higher at the front. But again, just having that control in the lumbar as you pull back, trying to engage your glute there to pull the leg back behind the hip. So hips kind of stay steady and leg wants to go behind the hips. Good. Last couple. And change legs. So again, just begin with an easy peasy swing and then start to correct your technique a bit. So you're keeping that tailbone angling down so that we rely on the squeeze of the glute on the hip extension. And if you wish to, getting more of a big swing to the front, so a dynamic hamstring stretch there. But again, that control on the backwards motion. Leg comes behind pelvis. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Back to standing on your mat there, and we'll take one leg nice and wide. Now we want to try and square hips and belly button forwards as much as we can, and you're going to take your inner ankle bone here, and think about swooping the inner ankle bone across your body and squeezing up and across so that you feel your inner thigh or groin or both engage, and then control. So we try and keep the belly button and the hips forward facing, because if we can keep the trunk of the body, I'm falling over already, if we can keep the trunk of the body steady, the leg does more of the work, yeah? If you allow your body and your hips to twist with the leg, it's fine, it's not the end of the world, but what we get is the back and the hips helping us out. And actually we want to try and target this groin strength and this inner thigh strength. So squeeze, hold for a moment, control back down. Squeeze and control back down. Let's go for 2 more. Squeeze and control. And squeeze and control. Lovely. Second side. So start with your toe out to the side of you. Swoop, squeeze, control back. Swoop, squeeze, control back. So we've said we're working this inner thigh, which is really good. We're also working on that nice structure, the forward body, forward upper body. So a little bit of core support needed. But what you might be starting to feel is fatigue in the standing leg as well. So you can see that we're also working strength and stability of the standing leg, even though that's not the main mover. Good. Just go for 2, 3 more. Nice. And returning back to standing. Building in a little bit more strength now, we're going for a lunge into an aeroplane movement. So if you'd like to start facing one end of your mat and take your right foot back behind you to a nice stride stretch. Try and get your hips forward facing and lift the back heel. Now you want your toes and your knees both pointing forwards, because as we lunge, we want the knees tracking forwards. We don't want knees rolling in or out of the center line here. Okay, so that's your lunge down. You go as far as your knees want to take it. You might go all the way down, you might not. From here, we're going to start to stand up to the front leg and levitate your back toes. Now, things to think about here is squaring the hips and the belly button so that they forward face. You could take the arms wide to your aeroplane position, and then we're coming back to lunge. So feel the mat with your toes. You could come back to this stride if you prefer, or you can go straight down into lunge, into airplane. Good. Feel the toes on the mats. Square the hips and the knees. You've got lunge into aeroplane. And again, feel the toes, control. So I don't mind how long these repetitions are taking you. We want to take them slow and make them steady. Nice. So your lunge into your aeroplane. Let's go 2 more times. Lunge down, aeroplane up, and lunge down, aeroplane up. Good. Really working that left hip stability. Let's change to second leg. So you're going to take left leg back this time, right foot forwards to find that nice long stride. So you might feel a nice gentle pull in your calf there. And up to you again on the lunge how deep you want to be. So lifting your back heel, create that lack of stability as we take our lunge into airplane. Control the toes back to the mat, back into the lunge. Strong front leg bringing you to airplane. Do you feel free to do this beside a chair or a wall so that you've got something to hold on to? If you're wobbling, that's actually really kind of great because you're also then activating muscles. You'll feel things twitching and engaging that are bringing you back through to center. Lunge into airplane. And again, you just go as far as you want with these. Okay, it's all the work in progress. So don't worry if you're not kind of in a really deep airplane position or even in a deep lunge. Last one. We're going to go lunge to airplane. Wonderful. And then gently drawing yourself back up to standing. Give your legs a little bit of a shake off if you need to. Maybe a little bit of a lap around the room if that's what you need. And we're going to build on our aeroplane now. So in the aeroplane balance, we're then going to ask the hip to externally rotate, which means the hip's going to move out. Because we're doing that on one leg, we've got the whole of our body weight loaded on the hip, so it is quite an intense one for the hip. So when you're ready, we're going to take our right foot back to find our aeroplane position, okay? Do feel free to hold on if you need to hold on to something. So we've got right leg in the air behind us. We're going to drop our right hip and twist our body towards the left hip. So we're kind of twisting through. You could imagine that you're holding on to something here, holding on to a ball if that's helpful. And then you're going to twist your ball the other way. So you're going to push down through your left leg, twist and open through the right hip. And again, twist in towards your left. Twist up and out towards your right. Hold on if you need to. So we're letting the whole pelvis twist and drop around to the left. And then push down through your mat, lift and open your right hip, stacking right hip above left, twisting in. And again, twisting out. Right, we're starting to get a bit tired now, maybe last one here. Twisting in. And as you twist and push out, push down through that left leg, you're finding that strength in the external hip rotation of that left hip before you come back down to rest. Difficult exercise, really well done if you're keeping up with that one. Do feel free to have a bit of a practice. If you didn't quite get all of those repetitions in, maybe pause the video, try a few on your own and then join me again. I'm going to swap to the second leg. So I'm on the right leg now and I'm finding my airplane position with the left leg raised. And I'm going to imagine I'm holding a ball or something in my hands to give something to do, give my hands something to do, and turn to your right hip. So as you twist into the right, I'm letting the left hip drop. And then I'm going to stack left hip above right as I twist out and hold on when I need to hold on to something. And then we go again. So if, like me, you're finding very different left and right side, totally understandable. We've got that slight imbalance in most of us. So I know my right hip rotation is something I'm really trying to work on. So you twist towards the hip and then try and push down through the mat, twist and stack one hip above the other. So you're twisting towards your standing leg, your standing hip, and finding that strength and that balance to twist away from it. So you might just go in for a couple more here. That's it, push and twist. And again, if like me, you've been wobbling all over the place, do feel free to have a few more goes at this when we move on to the next exercise. So we'll bring both feet back down to the comfort of the mat and again, give it a good shake off if it needs a good shake off. And then join me ready for some forward folds with some knee pedals. So standing comfortably on your mat, start to nod your chin, nod your forehead, nod your crown towards the ground. Bringing the ribcage nearer to the hips and then nearer to the thighs as we take that forward fold towards the mat. So take a moment to settle in. Just let the body hang heavy. Let the arms hang heavy. Let your head release. Let your neck let go. Lift your tailbone. And imagine your crown tipping forwards. Gently start to pedal through left knee and right knee. And as you gently pedal the knees, giving the hips a bit of a wiggle, we'll feel that stretch into left hamstring and right hamstring, but also into left lumbar and right lumbar. And you might find that you're getting nearer towards your toes. And then squaring up through the legs, soften the knees, and start to push away from the mat, feeling that connection as your feet push down. As your hips squeeze to neutral, rib cage lifts, shoulders stack above ribs, neck and head come nice and tall. Wonderful. Next, roll down position, take a wider stance. We're going to try toes pointing forwards for this one, okay? But if you prefer and it's more natural, have your toes naturally outward pointing, it will just change the angle of the hamstring stretch, so no big deal. Soft knees rather than locked ones, and begin with your roll down. So nodding the nose, nodding the forehead. Taking that rounded back, strong core to support you as you take your forward fold. So think about lifting your sit bones up high and encouraging your crown and your head down low. That will give you a really good stretch already. And then walking your hands towards your left foot, maybe holding the ankle, and take the left hand up towards the ceiling as you twist through your torso. You could look up to that left hand if you wish, or if you prefer, look to your knee or hip. Keep the hips as central as you can. It might be that your hips have swiveled over to the left side. Try and keep them in the middle of your stance. And breathe here. Descend down that left leg again and slowly walk across to the right side. Holding onto the right ankle here, start to twist and lift through the right side. And breathe. Maybe you're looking up towards your hands. Try and keep the hips central if they've shifted, and they might like to as well. Breathing for a couple more breaths. And then descending down that right leg, back through to the centre line. Softening the knees before we roll ourselves back up to standing from that wide leg position. Rebuilding our nice base and our gorgeous tall spine, and then heel toe your feet back in to stand in the middle of your mat. This time come to the edge of your mat and we're going to roll down and walk out to a plank position. So enjoying your final roll down, taking the hands towards the mat, bending the knees as you walk forwards to that plank. So from the plank position, where your wrists are, just come down to place your elbows there instead, so you're in your elbow plank. Lengthen forwards through the crown of your head, push backwards through the heels. Now gently take your knees towards the mat to soften the effort. Okay, so imagine you're wearing your favourite jeans and you're popping your hands in the back pockets of your jeans and you're going to push the back pockets down. Now with your toes curled under, start to lift your left knee. This straightens the leg and extends the left hip. Engage your core and lift the right knee as well. Left knee down, right knee down. Left knee up, right knee up. Left down, right down. Left up, right up. Left down, right down. Left up. Right, change sides, so right down, left down. Right up, left up, right down, left down, right up, left up, right down, left down, right up, left up. Both sink down. Quick child's pose as you take your sit bones back towards your heels and rest your head. Take 3 breaths deep into the back of the body. And repeat in full plank, so coming up to the long extended arms here. Open your collarbones, draw your shoulder blades down your back and push your hands down in the back pockets of your jeans once more. Left down, right down, left up, right up, left down, right down, left up, right up, left down, right down, left up, right up, left down, right down, left up, right, change sides, right down, left down, right up, left up, right down, left down, right up, left up, right down, left down, right up, left up, right down, left down, right up, left, both knees down and sink back to child's pose. Take some deep breaths into the body again. Reset that heart rate a little bit. And join me in full plank. Left knee draws towards the left elbow and then steps back to plank. Right knee to right elbow, step back. Left step, right, step, left, step, right, step, left, step, right, step, left, step, and right, and step. Knees down, a little bit of weight off the wrist. Maybe that's a child's pose again. Maybe you need to roll your wrists out, give those a little bit of love. Building on those knee to elbow movements, we're going to be bringing the body weight forwards as we take the elbow towards the knee and then kicking back into a three-legged dog. So let me show you that one. For example, left knee to elbow. But can you see how I'm pushing with the right toes to launch my weight forwards a little bit? And then push up to your three-legged dog. Okay, so you want to join me in the plank position if you haven't already. We're going to go left knee to left elbow, but push forwards on the right toes. And then elevate right heel angles towards the mat as we lift left leg to three-legged dog. So knee drive forwards and foot pushes back to three-legged dog. Inhale forwards, exhale three-legged dog. Inhale forwards, three-legged dog. Inhale forwards, three-legged dog, and forwards, three-legged dog. One more time. Let's come forwards, three-legged. Good. Bring both feet back down towards the mat. Bring knees to the mat. And again, take some work off your wrists for a moment. Maybe that's a child's pose, just to again let the heart rate settle. We don't want to bring our body temperature down too much, but it can be nice to catch your breath. Repeat second side. Join me in plank. Right knee towards right elbow, but push on the toes, so take your body weight forwards. And then all the way back to your three-legged dog, encouraging your left heel nearer to the mat for that stretch. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, three-legged. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, three-legged. Inhale. Exhale, three-legged dog. Inhale, right knee to elbow. Three-legged dog. Let's just finish with two more here. And last one. Three-legged dog. To four-legged downward dog. And then knees to the mat. And again, child's pose. We're going to rest here for a moment to let our breath return. But I do want to keep a little bit of internal heat so we won't be here for too long. We're going to come back to a downward dog and a three-legged dog variation. This time working on kicking up to three-legged and back down to four-legged, so to three to four to three to four, but thinking about the strict squareness of our hips, so looking for that stability of pelvis, that nice stability of lower back, so we're avoiding rotating and twisting too much. Okay, so let me show you what I mean by that. So from a three-legged dog, people normally kick up here, and it's so easy, and I'm tempted to as well, to lift and twist the left hip because it gives you more height, okay, and we always try and go as high as we can and stretch as far as we can, but in actual fact what's happened here is my back has just rotated and my hips are not square. So by square I mean both hips pointing at the mat, belly button pointing at the mat, and you can see how much my leg has dropped there. That's okay. If I actually want to get that higher, I need to squeeze through my bottom more, and I will get a little bit higher, okay? I'm not going to be up here like I was with my hips twisted, but you will get that extra bit of squeeze if you can squeeze your bottom there. So join me in the downward dog. Relax your head. Square your hips and your belly button towards the mat. Start to sweep your left leg back behind you and just check. Has your back twisted? Have your hips twisted? If so, square them to the mat and squeeze the left glute to lift the leg higher. And tap the toe to the mat and kick. Tap on the inhale, kick on the exhale. Tap on the inhale, kick on the exhale. Good. Let's go for 3 more here. So final kick, I'm going to ask you to disregard all that square hip business and just stretch your left leg up as high as you can. Don't worry if your hips twist, if your spine twists, and just start to wiggle your left leg around. You might want to bend your knee, you might want to kick off to the side, you might want to do some circles, just explore. Move that left leg wherever you want to move it in the air around you. Before we come back to our four-legged dog, knees to the ground. And again, we come back to a child's pose for a rest. Again, just to get some breath back, keeping the body nice and warm. We'll be repeating that structure again, second side. So when you're ready, please join me in the downward dog. From the downward dog, right leg swoops up behind you. Take care to square your hips and belly button to the floor. Squeeze into the glute if you want extra height. Tap on the inhale, exhale, kick. Tap on the inhale, exhale, kick. Tap, kick, tap, kick. 2 more. And one more time, this time just disregarding all of the alignment and the stability that we talked about. Allow your spine to twist, allow your right toes to stretch higher and higher, your left heel to ground into the mat, and feel free to move your right leg around wherever you want to. Circle the hip, wiggle the knee, have a twist, maybe even thread your leg through your other leg, wherever you want to go, have an explore. And then coming back to your four-legged downward dog, knees down, and a final child's pose. From here, let's take our right leg, let's go right leg forwards. So you've got your foot forwards, bring your hands down either side, and just open the distance between your left knee and your right foot so that you've got a long stride. And this brings us into our kneeling lunge position. I'm just going to ask you to sit with this for a little bit. So you could use blocks if you can't quite reach the floor here. You could have a block under each hand. You could come to rest your ribs or your belly on the right thigh and encourage your hips to sink nearer to the mat. So we're opening up this left hip flexor. Combining this then with our hamstring stretch. So start to push through your front foot, straightening the front leg, and the bottom slides back behind you. You can move the hands wherever they need to be to make this more useful for you. And we get this hamstring stretch on the right leg. You can either keep your toes pointed, keep your right toes down on the mat, or you could lift the right toes, and it sometimes gives you a little bit more space to take the body backwards. Take a couple deep breaths. Bringing your body weight forwards to the lunge again. We're going to take this into our pigeon stretch. So you're going to take your right foot across to the left side of the mat and allow the right knee to splay outwards. So you can then settle down into your pigeon stretch. Now you can stay propped up like this, or you are welcome to come down to your hands, your forearms, and maybe rest head in hands if that's comfortable. Settling shoulders, letting go of some tension in the jaw and the face. And gently bring yourself back to a hands and knees position. We bring the left foot forwards, ready for our kneeling lunge. So again, try and get some good distance between the left foot and your right knee so that you've got space to sink your hips quite low. Using blocks or hands either side. Again, you could rest the ribs and the tummy on the thigh if that's helpful. And allow your hips to sink deeper. Finding your hamstring stretch by pushing through the left foot, straightening the left leg and extending your bottom back behind you. Now, this might be lovely here. I'll say lovely, depends on your description of lovely. We've got our toes pointed to the mat at this point, but you might like to flex your left foot, and it can allow you to get a bit more draw back through the pelvis. So drawing the hips towards the back end of your mat a bit more. Again, hands wherever you need them to help you out. Come forwards to the lunge again. Hands either side of the foot. Bring your left foot, so your front foot, across towards the right edge of the mat and allow your knee to splay outwards as you then sink the hips into your pigeon stretch. Again, you're welcome to come down to hands, forearms, wherever you need to be, to stretch into the outer hips and glutes. And breathe here. Let the forehead soften. Let the shoulders soften. And then propping up on the hands and coming back through to a seated position when you're ready. So thank you for joining me for today's Pilates class for runners. I hope it's been really helpful and it's been really strong. And check out the rest of my channel for some more useful videos. If you'd like to join me for a few final breaths, we'll finish with a reach up and a breath in. And an exhale. And a reach up, breath in. And an exhale. And one more time. And let it all go. And I'll see you next time.